Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. We're here today for our weekly business meeting. Before we get started, please join me in a brief moment of silence. Thank you very much. Let's take roll. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioners Williams, Caston, Powers, and Belzer. Joining us virtually, we have Commissioners Irvin, Thomas, and Williams, C. Williams. Before we start with our agenda, I want to introduce our Director of our Public Utility Analyst Department, Dr. Norman Scarborough. He will be reading our agenda today. Dr. Scarborough.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon, Madam Chair, and Madam Vice Chair and Commissioners. The first order of business is to set the next Commission business meeting. Staff recommends that the next regularly scheduled meeting to be held on Thursday, July 7th at 2 p.m.
All right. That will be our next Commission business meeting. That's July 7th, Thursday, July 7th at 2 p.m.
Yes, sir. For today's meeting, there are 13 items on the utilities agenda and 12 items on the motor carrier agenda. The first item on our utilities agenda is in docket number 2022-193C. This is a request for approval of the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Teliax Incorporated.
All right. Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chair Belzer.
I move the Commission approve the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Teliax Incorporated. So move.
Thank you, Vice Chair Belzer. Commissioners, hearing Vice Chair Belzer's motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin. Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Next item, sir.
Items numbered 2 through 6 are communications cases that involve amendments to existing interconnection agreements and can be taken together. If you please, I will review them briefly for the Commission. Item number 2, docket number 1998-153C, is a request for approval of the 11th Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Level 3 Communications, LLC. Item number 3, docket number 1997-383C, is a request for approval of the 8th Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Level 3 Telecom of South Carolina, LLC. Item number 4, docket number 2000-473-C, is a request for approval of the 3rd Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and CenturyLink Communications, LLC. Item number 5, docket number 2004-268C, is a request for approval of the 7th and 8th Amendments to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and SCANA Communications Incorporated. And finally, item number 6, docket number 2002-62C, is a request for the approval of the 1st Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and CenturyLink Communications, LLC.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chair Belzer.
I move that the Commission approve the amendments to the interconnection agreements in items 2 through 6 as described by Mr. Scarborough.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioners, hearing the motion made by Vice Chair Belzer, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin. Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Vote aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Commissioners, item number 7, concerning docket number 2008-140A, is a request from Comporium Incorporated, doing business as Chesney Communications, for an extension of time until June 30th, 2022, to file annual reports with the Commission.
Commissioners, is there a motion?
Chair Williams,
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the commission grant the request of Comporium Incorporated, doing business as Chesney Communication, for an extension of time until June 30th, 2022, to file its annual reports. I so move.
Commissioners, hearing Commissioner Caston's motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Vote aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 8 involves docket numbers 2023-15E, 2023-16E, and 2023-17E, in which staff presents for Commission consideration the selection of a consultant or consultants in response to solicitation numbers 54000-22721, 54000-22722, and 54000-22720, request for proposals concerning the 2023 avoided cost proceedings for, respectively, Dominion Energy South Carolina, Duke Energy Carolinas, and Duke Energy Progress.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Thomas, you have the floor, sir.
thank you. I move that the commission select London Economics International LLC as the consultant for docket numbers 2023-15E, 2023-16E, 2023-17E in response to solicitation numbers 54000-22721, 54000-22722, and 54000-22720. The consultant's scope of work for docket numbers 2023-15E, 2023-16E, and 2023-17E shall be as follows. 1, review all filings on the PSC docket management system, including all pre-file testimony. 2, verify the avoided cost methodology and calculations included in all parties' testimony. 3, if necessary, file data requests with the parties. 4, write and file the consultant's independent report. 5, the consultant's independent report must be based on the evidence of the hearing record according to SC Code annotated section 58-41-20. 6, the consultant's independent report shall serve as its pre-file testimony and exhibits. 7, the consultant's independent report must be filed with the commission at contact@psc.sc.gov and served on all parties to the case. 8, the consultant will respond, if necessary, to discovery from parties regarding the consultant's independent report. 9, should the consultant need to communicate with the commission and with any party in the case, the consultant must file such communication at contact@psc.sc.gov and will serve all parties to the case. The expert should not need to talk with the commission staff unless there are scheduling or procedural issues. 10, watch, observe all hearings via live stream. And 11, the consultant may be required to testify before the commission regarding the consultant's independent report and subject to cross-examination by the parties and questions from the commission. The commission will issue a procedural schedule for these dockets in the fall of this year. So moved.
Commissioners, hearing Commissioner Thomas's motion, is there any discussion? Fellow commissioners, I was on leave during the question and answer period for this particular item, and because of that, I will not vote in this matter.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Thomas.
I'd like to thank PA Consulting and London Economics for applying. It's important for us to have qualified consultants helping us in these important cases. I'd like to encourage these and all qualified consultants to apply in future dockets. Thank you.
Commissioners, any further discussion or comments? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1, Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
Chairman Williams is not voting. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Thank you. Utilities agenda item number 9 is in docket number 2022-197E, in which staff presents for commission consideration Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC's request for waiver of hearing or appointment of a hearing officer. Because potential interveners have until August the 26th, 2022 to file a request for intervention, staff recommends that this item be carried over.
Item 9 is carried over.
Thank you. Item number 10 is in docket number 2019-365E. It involves minimum standards for utilities to follow in establishing processes for the competitive procurement of renewable energy. Staff recommends that this item be carried over.
Item 10 is carried over.
Item number 11 is in docket number 2021-361G. Staff provides for commissioner consideration Dominion Energy South Carolina's application for the approval of new natural gas energy efficiency programs for a 5-year term and notice of intent to seek net lost revenue under the Natural Gas Rate Stabilization Act.
Is there a motion?
Chairman Williams.
Commissioner Williams, you have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you. I move that the commission approve the application of Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated for the approval of the new natural gas energy efficiency programs and its notice of intent to seek net lost revenue under the Natural Gas Rate Stabilization Act. Dominion has requested a 5-year term for the program. However, the program will be reevaluated by the commission after 3 years in order to determine if it is still cost-effective and should be continued for the full 5 years. I move that the commission approve a shared savings incentive rate of 8.14%. The utility's current allowed rate of return under the RSA as approved by order number 2021-663A. I also move that the commission accept the proposed collection methodology of the demand-side management gas rider over 3 years with unrecovered balances bearing carrying cost at the company's weighted average cost of debt of 5.62%. I move that the commission allow the company to recover its net lost revenue in its annual RSA proceeding. However, I move that the commission deny Dominion Energy South Carolina's request to make future amendments, modifications, expansions, or add any measure or program to its suite of DSM energy efficiency programs without seeking the commission's approval. I move the commission require the company to file a cost-benefit analysis with a summary of cost effectiveness of all programs according to the 4 cost effectiveness tests, which are the utility cost test, the participant cost test, the total resource cost test, and the ratepayer impact measurement test, to be reported annually, coincident with the annual DSM EE rider updates through the evaluation, measurement, and verification process. In addition, the company shall specify the efforts or measures that the company has undertaken to improve the effectiveness of these programs. In granting these programs an exception to South Carolina Code Annotated Section 58-37-20 is made for the Neighborhood Energy Efficiency Program, NEEP, which did not pass the total resource cost test. Therefore, I move that Dominion begin investigating partnerships with affordable housing renovation programs that will enlarge the potential applicant pool for this program. Dominion shall provide an annual update on this investigation to the commission. Finally, I encourage Dominion to work with its stakeholders to gather advice and create recommendations for performance-based metrics for its EE-DSM programs and to analyze the benefits of EE-DSM programs for dual fuel users. I move that Dominion provide the Commission with its recommendations addressing both performance-based metrics and dual fuel at its next annual report for energy efficiency demand side management. I so move. And Chairman Williams, I do have some comments I'd like to add at the appropriate time.
Absolutely, ma'am. Commissioners, hearing Commissioner Williams's motion, is there any discussion? And before we commence discussion, Commissioner Williams, you are recognized.
Thank you. I applaud Dominion Energy South Carolina's foray into energy efficiency for its gas customers. I personally hope this is the beginning of a very successful program that will engage many customers and increase the percentage of customers participating in Dominion's energy efficiency programs. The focus of this motion is to support their request while at the same time creating a pathway that analyzes the successes and failures of the program, if any. I recognize this is a good bit of attention to what some may consider a modest program. I want to note that per state statute, section 58-37-20, this is a program that the Public Service Commission may adopt procedures that encourage electric utilities to invest in cost-effective, energy-efficient technologies and energy conservation programs. Per the statute, utilities such as Dominion Energy are allowed to earn a reasonable rate of return on their investment in energy efficiency technology and energy conservation programs, in addition to recouping their cost in cost-effective and environmentally acceptable programs which reduce energy consumption or demand. To me, this statute gives the Public Service Commission the responsibility to decide if programs like this are warranted. The statute gives the utility the right to recoup their investment in the program along with a return on their investment in the program. And the PSC and the utility have the responsibility to ensure that these are cost effective. This motion is made with each of these factors in mind. I understand and respect the dilemma that Dominion Energy has regarding its neighborhood energy efficiency program and finding applicants with housing in good condition to benefit from its gas energy efficient programs effectively, thus the inclusion of the requirement that Dominion Energy South Carolina explore partnering with existing programs that assist housing conditions so that more qualified customers can then take full advantage of the gas efficiency programs through the NEAT program. For these reasons, I want this program to succeed, but I also believe it and others like it will benefit from additional scrutiny and stakeholder insights going forward, and that is why I make this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioners, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer. Aye. Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, my microphone was not off, and I'd just like to reaffirm that my vote was aye. Thank you.
The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you, Vice Chair Belzer.
Commissioners, item number 12 involves docket number 2022-168A, which is a request from the Office of Regulatory Staff to include regulated utilities as parties of record in this docket, which concerns the Federal Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act of 2021 and related grants and loans made available to electric, natural gas, water, and wastewater public utilities for utility infrastructure improvements.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Irvin.
Thank you, sir. I move that the commission include all regulated utilities as parties of record in this docket and serve electronically a copy of the order number 2022-413. That order, 2022-413, establish a procedural schedule for any interested person or for any electric, natural gas, water, and wastewater public utility, also known as a regulated utility, to file any written comments with the Commission related to the Federal Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act of 2021. Comments related to such grants and loans shall be filed no later than July the 15th, 2022. And for such persons or regulated utilities to file any written reply comments with the Commission no later than August the 15th, 2022. The aforementioned procedural schedule is subject to adjustments by the Commission staff as needed pursuant to order number 2022-413. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, hearing Commissioner Irvin's motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1, Commissioner Williams.
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
The final item on the utilities agenda is in docket 2022-1E, in which staff presents for Commission consideration Duke Energy Progress LLC's annual review of base rates for fuel cost.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Thomas, you have the floor, sir.
thank you. This is in the matter of Duke Energy Progress's 2022 annual fuel case. I move that the Commission find as follows: the fuel purchasing practices and policies, power plant operations, fuel inventory management, and other matters associated with SC Code Section 58-27-865 relating to the annual review of base rates for fuel costs for Duke Energy Progress LLC, or DEP, are reasonable for the review period March the 1st, 2021 through February the 28th of 2022. Furthermore, we find the recovery of avoided costs prudently incurred by DEP to implement the Distributed Energy Resource Program, or DERP, as calculated by DEP, are reasonable pursuant to Section 58-39-140. The Commission finds the differences between the calculations of the Office of Regulatory Staff, ORS, and those of DEP due to rounding. ORS examined and verified the calculations and balances of Duke Energy Progress and concurred with and accepted DEP's calculations and balances. The total value of net energy metering, distributed energy resource, NEM, DER, proposed by DEP and the direct testimony of DEP witness Martin is reasonable and complies with Commission orders and the South Carolina Code of Laws. The total fuel cost factor shall be set at 3.37 cents per kilowatt hour for residential service, 2.788 cents per kilowatt hour for general service demand and lighting classes, and 3.424 cents per kilowatt hour for general service non-demand class. The total demand fuel cost factor for the general service demand class is 146 cents per kilowatt. We see the direct testimony as follows.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. We appear to, it seems as if we lost you there for a second. Would you mind repeating the last sentence that you read?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So $3.424 cents per kilowatt hour for general service non-demand class. The total demand fuel cost factor for the general service demand class is 146 cents per kilowatt. See direct testimony of witness Dana Harrington. DEP is authorized to establish dirt charges per account per month as follows: $1 for residential class, $3.26 for the commercial class, and $100 for the industrial class. The total allowable rate change, reflecting all updated fuel costs incurred by DEP for a residential customer using an average of 1,000 kilowatt hours per month, would increase approximately $10.13 per month to approximately $132.99 per month, excluding gross receipts tax or regulatory fees. The Commission accepts for filing the stipulation as evidence of the agreement between Duke Energy Progress and South Carolina Coastal Conservation League and Southern Alliance for Clean Energy regarding the value of DEP's transmission and distribution capacity component. Duke Energy Progress shall provide notice to its customers of the increase in fuel costs and explain the nature of the fuel costs. This same notice shall provide information on resources to customers in need of assistance. This docket is an annual review of the established base rates for fuel costs of Duke Energy Progress as required in Section 58-27-865 of the South Carolina Code of Laws to allow DEP to recover the appropriate fuel costs adjusted for any over recovery or under recovery from the preceding 12 months. In conclusion, I note DEP will not earn a profit margin on fuel cost recovery as contemplated in this matter. This cost is purely a pass-through cost due to increases in the cost of fuel. While there is a rate change as a result of rising fuel costs, this is not an increase in base rates. So moved.
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chair Belzer.
I need to ask for a moment, if I could. Could we hold off on the vote? I think I heard Commissioner Thomas say something that I think my notes disagree with, and I need to go grab my notes and check on it. May I ask that we proceed with the remainder of the agenda and come back to this item? And let me get my notes to check on something that I just need to be clear on before we vote.
Okay. Commissioner Thomas, do you have any objection to that request?
No, I do not.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So we will proceed to the motor carrier agenda.
Moving on to our motor carrier agenda, numbers 1 through 7 are all applications for Class C charter certificates. Staff recommends that items 1 through 7 be taken together, and I will briefly review them for the Commission. Item number 1 is in docket number 2022-192T. It is the application of CVM Transportation Company, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 2 is in docket number 2022-194T. It is the application of Vowles Luxury Transportation, LLC, for a Class C charter certificate. Item number 3 is in docket number 2022-195T. Is the application of Luxury Car Service Myrtle Beach, LLC, for a Class C charter certificate. Item number 4 is in docket number 2022-196T. It is the application of Wellness Wheels Transportation, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 5 is in docket number 2022-198T. It is the application of Wheels on Wings, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 6 is in docket number 2022-199T. It is the application of Luxury Transportation, LLC, for a Class C charter certificate. And finally, item number 7 is in docket number 2022-201T. It is the application of Neighbor to Neighbor Transport Services, LLC, for a Class C taxi certificate.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, hearing the items listed by Dr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Powers.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to move that the commission approve the applications for Class C certificates in items 1 through 7 as listed by Mr. Scarborough.
Thank you, Commissioner Powers. Commissioners, hearing Commissioner Powers' motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
I vote aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 8 is in docket number 2015-247T and involves a request from U.S. Transit Authority, LLC, to cancel Class C non-emergency certificate number 9096.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Urban.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chair, I move that the commission grant the request of U.S. Transit Authority, LLC, to cancel its Class C non-emergency certificate at number 9096. So moved.
Commissioners, hearing Commissioner Urban's motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 9 is in docket numbers 2005-83A and 2009-167T. Staff presents for commission consideration revisions to the commission's transportation applications concerning Class A, Class C, and Class E certificates.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
Chairman Williams?
Commissioner Williams, you have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you. There may be a presentation from Director and Chief Clerk Boyd. If there's not, I'll make my motion.
Okay.
There is not.
Okay.
All
I
right.
move that the commission adopt changes to its motor carrier applications for Class A, C, and E certificates as presented by commission staff as a result of the passage of Act 214 of 2022. The clerk's office is directed to serve a copy of these revised motor carrier applications upon the Office of Regulatory Staff. The revised motor carrier applications shall be posted on the commission's website and available to the public and to any interested party. The applications will also be posted in dockets number 2005-83-A and 2009-167-T. There is no need to serve the revised motor carrier applications upon certificated and licensed motor carriers or upon other utilities. I so move.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioners, hearing Commissioner Williams' motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 10 appears in docket number 2022-116T. This involves the failure of the applicant, Greenville Moving Company, LLC, holder of a Class E household goods certificate, to comply with Commission Order number 2022-380 regarding the timely filing of a bill of lading.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Powers, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As stated, the commission has not received a copy of bill of lading from the Greenville Moving Company, LLC, as required by Commission Order number 2022-380 and Regulation 103-158 Prior to doing business, the mover is required to have its bill of lading for use with customers so that the public knows the terms and conditions, costs for services, insurance, and other charges when using this mover. I would move that we inform Greenville Moving Company, LLC, it has a total of 90 days from the issuance of its provisional approval for a Class E certificate to come into compliance with commission rules and regulations and to submit all necessary paperwork to the Office of Regulatory Staff to obtain the certificate. If the applicant does not come into compliance within that time period, the commission order granting authority, which is order number 2022-380 in this instance, will be null and void without any further action by the commission. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Powers. Commissioners, hearing Commissioner Powers' motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1, Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 11 is in docket number 2022-80T, which involves the failure of the applicant Exclusive 234 LLC, doing business as 234 Moving and Logistics, holder of a Class E household goods certificate, to comply with Commission Order number 2022-380 regarding the timely filing of a bill of lading.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Urban, you have the floor, sir.
thank you. Mr. Chair, it's my understanding the company was notified of the failure to file its bill of lading per email on 6/14/2022 from Staff Attorney Moser, and responded that it would be filed June the 17th, 2022. Company, however, did not provide complete information as required. Bill of lading fails to comply with Regulation 103-159, specifically item 14, which requires the base liability amount of the carrier for its cargo, and therefore it will need to be amended before it is approved. Move that the company be allowed to further amend its bill of lading to include this information so that the bill of lading can be approved in a final form. So moved.
Commissioners, hearing Commissioner Urban's motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1, Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Final item in our transportation agenda is in docket number 2021-321T. This is a generic docket created to study the Office of Regulatory Staff's September 24th, 2021 proposal concerning the information required in audit reports or impact statements for Class E license holders. When Act 214 became effective on June the 1st of 2022, this study became unnecessary, and staff presents for commission consideration the opportunity to close this docket.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
Chairman Williams.
Commissioner Caston, you have the floor.
I move that the commission administratively close docket number 2021-321-T based on the recent changes to the law by way of Act 214 of 2022 related to the commission's regulation of Class E licensees. I so move.
Commissioners, hearing Commissioner Caston's motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote, starting with District 1, Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
I vote aye.
Chairman Williams votes aye. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, we're now ready to move back to item number 13 on our utilities agenda, docket number 2022-1E. Staff presents for commission consideration Duke Energy Progress LLC's annual review of base rates for fuel cost.
All right, thank you, sir. Vice Chair Belzer, you wanted to
Mr.
check
Chair.
with your notes.
Yes, when hearing the motion, when one of the factors was read, it didn't compute with me, and it seemed a bit unusual, and I wanted to check my notes. I should know that Commissioner Thomas's motion is correct, and I apologize for the interruption to Commissioner Thomas and to the commission, but I thank the commission for allowing me the opportunity to check my notes on something, and I'm satisfied and ready to move forward, but thank you for accommodating me, commissioners.
No
Vice Chair
problem.
Belzer, I would just like to say thank you for checking behind me. It's important that we get these things right. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Cut once, measure twice. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. All right,
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Urban.
I was on administrative leave at the time that this docket number 2022-1-E was heard, and I will not be voting for that reason on this docket. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. You're very welcome. I was on military leave during this hearing, and similar to you or identical to you, I will not be voting. Is there any further discussion?
Chairman Williams.
Commissioner Williams, you have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you. Commissioner Thomas, I support your motion. There were a lot of meaningful insights that were shared in this docket, and one of those for me is the need to understand the potential benefits of physical fuel hedging via zero fuel cost resources. And it seems to me, just editorially, that the best place to address this is going to be in the next full IRP, where this evaluation can include the role of physical fuel hedging, cost effectiveness, system reliability, and overall prudency. Fuel hedging with zero cost fuels may be a new tool for dealing with fuel price volatility and, more importantly, for customer cost. And I just wanted to add that. We can't do everything in this motion, but that was an interesting discussion that was a part of this case. Thank you for letting me add to that.
You're very welcome. All right. If there's no further discussion, we will vote, starting with District 1. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chair Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Not voting.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Commissioner Powers.
Vote aye.
Chairman Williams is not voting. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, this concludes all business notice before the commission today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I see that our next business meeting will not occur until July 7th. That's correct?
Yes, sir. That is correct. 2 weeks.
All right. In those 2 weeks, you're going to see a change in leadership as Chair-elect Belzer will now lead us on to higher heights and deeper depths. So you won't see my beautiful bald head so much on the 7th, and I'm going to enjoy taking my seat back down to the far right corner of the dais.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Urban.
before we adjourn, I know that all of the commissioners would join me, along with our staff and employees, to thank you for your leadership and your service as our chair for the past 2 years. You've done an outstanding job. We've had a lot to work through. We had, of course, a number of new provisions under Act 62 that were implemented under your leadership and direction. And I just wanted to give you a word of thanks for your dedicated service. It's a thankless job to be chair, and it requires a lot of work with no real additional compensation to speak of. And so we're most grateful that you have led us through this past 2 years, and thank you for your serving as our chair.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Irvin. And fellow colleagues, I really appreciate that. We definitely have worked very hard the last 2 years, not only commissioners, but staff. And I am very proud of the support and really humbled by the support that I received from my colleagues and from the staff. I'm very excited about what the future holds, and I look forward to watching the commission continue to flourish. So behind every good leader, there are awesome followers, and I must say that if you want to be a chair, come to the PSC. It's the right place to be. All right. If there, oh, Commissioner Williams, yes, ma'am.
I have to piggyback on that just to say that in addition to what Commissioner Irvin mentioned, you inherited 4 new commissioners, and we were not easy on you and had a lot to learn. And clearly you were supported by a lot of wonderful people, but you shouldered a lot of our transition and education, and I really want to appreciate that. And I just have to note, it is going to be interesting now that we will have a Commissioner J. Williams and a Commissioner C. Williams, because it has been slightly easier with the you being the chair, but now we'll have 2 Commissioner Williamses.
That is very true, and I'm sure Chair Belzer will be able to figure all of that out. Again, I appreciate all the kind words. Without the quality of the team that we have, anything that we've accomplished during my tenure would not have been possible. So I appreciate all the supporting kind words. All right. If there's nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, we are adjourned.